Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. I didn't think I was gonna play anymore, but I have a few hours until I have to actually go somewhere, so I figured why not play until I leave then. I thought I was gonna get some sleep, but sleep's for the weak, right? Ah, Mr. Wright. Miss Faye, how's Mystic Maya? She has returned to this world. The spirit servering technique has successful. Let me see her, please. She is still unconscious. I humbly request that you wait outside for her recovery. Guess I have to wait. Aww. The police are here. Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? You again? What are you doing all the way out here, Detective Gumshoe? It's actually kind of funny. I was in the area for a business trip, pal. Well, time to check out the crime scene. I'll have to question everyone here later on. So just sit tight, alright? Why is he grinning at me? Shall I show you the scene of the crime, Detective Gumshoe? My name isn't Jimshoe. Isn't Jimshoe. I misread it myself, friend. The two of them went into the channeling chamber. I guess all I can do now is see what everyone else has to say. Alright, sure, let's go see what we can find. I'm pretty sure there was someone sleeping here earlier. Like, how can I help you? Ack, that is, so isn't it about time to start? Huh? Time to start what? You know, like the channeling thing. Channeling? Oh. No, actually, the situation has kind of changed. Huh? Like, what do you mean? Please stay calm, but there has been a murder. So, like, a murder is like that thing, like, one person kills another, right? Yes, a person has killed another person. Oh, that's, what are the words I'm looking for? It's like totally a bummer. Yeah, after all that effort, that's all she has to say? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to, like, introduce myself. My name is Eenie Meenie. At the college, I'm researching and studying parapsychology. Parapsychology. That's right. I think people usually call it occult studies or something, like supernatural phenomenons, ESP and psychic powers, that sort of stuff. That's pretty out there. I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Teeny Viney, so what brings you here today? So I was the one who told Dr. Gray about this place. He asked me, do you know of a good spirit medium? Dr. Gray did say something about being introduced to this place, because, talking to dead people and, multiple personalities are my thing. I see. Then why were you taking a nap here? I wasn't feeling good. Huh? Allergic to sesame seeds. They, must have put some in my food they served for lunch. Oh, that doesn't sound fun. So I, felt sick and came in here to, sleep. I totally feel like I've wasted my time because I, slept a long time. So you were sleeping here the entire time? Yeah, ever since lunch. So you don't know anything about the murder that took place? Like what? Oh, that? I, totally know nothing. So, who was, killed? The surgeon that requested the channeling, Dr. Gray. You and Dr. Gray knew each other, right? I don't know any Dr. Gray. Oh, really? Then what was all that talk about him earlier? Huh? Well, a long time ago, I was, a patient, yeah. She sounds like she's trying to hide something. Perhaps she knows a bit more than she lets on. Okay, fine. We'll let it be for now. I don't think I have anything other than, yeah, so, fine. You're free to go for now, Missy. There's no one here, as usual. Ack! Hey, how are you? You're Pearl, right? Silent as ever. What's that she's got in her hand? I've seen it somewhere before. What is it? Is it my hair? Is it too spiky? Not spiky enough? Oh, she's here again. That didn't work. Good try, though. It's your hair, Phoenix. It's obviously your hair. Can I go to the channeling room? The police are busy running here and there, and I don't see Maya anywhere. Hey, you, don't touch anything. Look, I really need to ask you some questions. Don't look at me like I'm some sort of uncaring jerk. Tell me you what, pal. I'll let you ask me a few questions, alright? About Maya. I hate to break this to you, pal, but with the way things look now, that girl's the only one who could have done it. Yeah, only Maya and the victim were inside this room after all. But Maya is... You can ask more about her later, pal. Right now, I've got a job to do, and that's collecting evidence. Detective Gumshoe looks like a real professional, and yet something about his expression still looks the same. So, Dr. Gregg was shot with the gun, huh? He was shot in the forehead, but he was also stabbed in the chest with a knife. A knife? Basically, the Vic was the first stab, then he was shot. Is that all I can ask you? Because I don't really... Okay. I'm getting, like, no information from anyone. Keep going. He won't let me touch the crime scene yet. Let's go to the entrance again. She's probably scared out of her wits after having a murder take place right by her. Lada? God don't let it be me next. Okay. Eek, don't scare me like that. What do you mean? You're the one scaring me. If I weren't so tough, you'd have another dead body on your hands, mind. Did you see or notice anything that stuck out to you? Nah. Well, maybe one thing. What is it? Turns out my poor stomach's not good at handling this kind of thing. What? Curses and ghosts and stuff coming back to get ya. This is just too much, I say. What is too much? Being an occult photographer. That's some scary stuff, so I think I'm gonna try being a celebrity photographer now. Going after photos more within your reach from now on. More glamour, less gore. What's up? Oh, hey. What is it? I took some hot pics earlier. Huh? Remember, I took some pictures at the murder scene inside. She did. Take 2 even. Dissonance murder. I sure like the ring of that. It'll be a sensational story. Lada, sorry, but my journalistic senses is burning inside me. Hate to cut and run, but I'm heading back in. Gotta beat those cops to the scoop of the century. Right. I don't know who's scarier, Lada or the spirit. And why does it feel like we've been through this before? Oh, dear madam, you have such impeccable timing. Like, what all the buzz? Alright, everyone, listen up. You too, pal. I'm going to give you all a brief update. Right now, it looks like the investigation's not going to be done until real late. That is a terrible shame. I propose that everyone sleep here under the roof of the Fey Manor tonight. What a mess. I can't believe how crazy this day's turned out. Maya was arrested and taken away by the police, and I don't see myself getting any sleep tonight. Yawn. Ugh, morning. I guess I must have nodded off at some point. I hope Maya's okay. I should hurry and get to the detention center ASAP. Nick? Maya. What am I going to do? I never imagined it would turn out like this. Calm down, Maya. Take a deep breath. Come to think of it, the first time I met her, it all started right here at the detention center. I finally get to see you again, and it's not your fault. You didn't do it. No, I did it. I killed that person. But that wasn't you. It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. I was too weak, and I couldn't control the spirit's power, so I don't want to bring up the cause quite yet, but you don't have to be nice to me. I understand. So you're the master of or something of the Corina School of Channeling. Actually, my mother is for now. But since that title is passed from mother to daughter, I guess I will be someday. But many people think that channeling isn't real, that it's all in a hat. You believe in us, don't you? Yeah, because I've seen it with my own eyes. When Maya's channeling a spirit, not only her voice, but her whole physical appearance changes. It's a supernatural a natural phenomenon that occurs every time. So it happened again. It appears this time, too. Dr. Gray said that he wanted to call a nurse, so Maya's body must have taken on that nurse's appearance. What exactly happened in the channeling chamber? I went into the room with Dr. Gray, locked the door, and sat down across from him. Okay. We closed our eyes and I began the channeling. This is sounding kinda creepy, like the beginning of a scary story. And that's the last thing I remember. What? After a spirit comes into my body, I lose myself, my consciousness. Then you don't remember a single thing? Then I came to. I was being held by my aunt in her arms. And there was blood all over my clothes. Oh, but I do remember having a dream. A dream. What kind of dream did you have while you were channeling? I can't remember it all that well, but I was dead and buried in the ground. I couldn't move and it was unbearable, really suffocating. It went something like that. I see. I have no idea what to say to that. There was a really familiar smell too. Under the ground? Yeah, I can't quite place it, but I know I've smelled that same scent somewhere. I guess this is about all the information I'm going to gather for today. I'll be back later, Maya. In the meantime, please make sure you're prepared, okay? Huh? What is it? The document's requesting me as your requesting me as your attorney, Maya. I can't speak, but I can defend you. Trust me. But what's wrong? Are you sure? I mean, I'm guilty. I'm a murderer, yo. No one decided that yet, but I did it. I killed that person with these two hands. That's enough, Maya. It's hopeless. If you defend me, you'll lose. I'm sure. Stop it. Help me, Nick. Help me. I'm scared. Don't worry, I will. When is the trial? It sounds like it's tomorrow. As usual, zero prep time. Alright, I'm going now. Wait. This jewel. This is called the Magnetonum. It's a magical charm and it's always protected me. Give this to Pearlie and I'm sure she'll lend you her spiritual power. Thanks. I will do just that. See you later. I have to save Maya, no matter what. It's her life on the line. What in the world happened in the room yesterday? Yeah. The meditation room nurtures all mediums, young and old, even mediums in training. I'd wager, but it's pretty deserted today. Probably because of the murder yesterday. Can I actually explore it now? It looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. I should take this chance and thoroughly look through the room. If I'm lucky, I might uncover a clue or two. Perhaps. Oh, Mr. Wright. Good morning. I am on my way to meet Mystic Maya, and I thought to bring her some items to make her feel more at home. Namely, tea so bitter you lose your tongue and jaw-dropping large strawberry dessert. Okay, sounds good. I'm sure Maya will be fine and very grateful. Okay. Trying to find the perfect balance. I'm sure Maya will be very grateful. That's Mystic Maya, good sir. She is one scary lady. Oh dear, sweet Mystic Maya. Pearl wept constantly for you last night, and I did. I know it's important for me to search the site, but I should ask her some questions too, while I have the chance. Let's talk, my friend. I would like to ask you a few questions about what happened yesterday. Do you mean that awful tragedy? That man murdered me. So I killed him. But Maya? Step away from there. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. What happened here in the room after I left? Well, first I struck Mystic Maya on the head to make her go unconscious, correct? That is correct. Next, I performed the spiritual severing technique. A spiritual severing technique? The spirit of that nurse was inside Mystic Maya's body. I used this technique to send the nurse spirit back to the other world. I wonder if this kind of testimony is even admissible in the court of law. By the way, what is the room exactly? The channeling chamber? This room was created for the sole purpose of preventing such tragedies as yesterday. What do you mean? Sometimes, when an inexperienced medium calls an especially strong spirit, that spirit may become violent and revolt, as you witnessed yesterday. Revolt, but how? When a spirit enters a medium's body, she loses her will and herself steps aside. To put in another way, the spirit is borrowing the medium's body, good sir. But isn't that extremely dangerous? An experienced medium has little problem controlling a spirit. But Maya, I mean Mystic Maya, that was her first channeling. And that was why I insisted on locking the door. However, I never thought that would be calling danger upon the client himself. I am grateful that one of our heirlooms was not damaged in this horrible incident, and that would be that folding screen there. It is in the Karina sacred writing, along with the Karina sacred urn. They are the village's most treasured possessions. If I ever found out that something had happened to either of them, oh, the humanity. I'd better be worried about the folding screen at a time like this. I guess this isn't just some debilitated old screen. So, how is Pearl today? Mr. Wright? Yes. In this world, Pearl is my treasure possession. When compared to even Mystic Maya, Pearl has the spiritual power to become a master. That's very impressive. Until now, the women of the Branch family have thought themselves to be inferior. But Pearl is different. Her spiritual strength is so great, it's even greater than some of the main family. Yes, Pearl is a channeling prodigy and in the pride of the Branch family. Wow, she's really fired up now. In any case, our world is so different from yours, perhaps it's best for you to quit, good sir. Quit? Quit what? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by quit, but sure, whatever you say. It's a beautiful and expensive folding screen. It also looks quite old. There seems to be some sort of sacred text written on it, but I can't read it. It's a hole. Could this have been made by a bullet? Well then, I do believe it is time for me to take my leave. Alright, please tell Maya I said hi. What was that? I mean Mystic Maya. I will tell her. Hi. There's some empty space behind the folding screen. The light of the candles can't reach back there, so it's completely dark. I hope no one is hiding back there. This is where the medium sits, I assume. There are 4 panels on the flooring. The straw on the flooring feels a little damp, probably from the humidity in the air. No matter what I do, my eyes keep getting drawn to the pool of blood in the center here. Okay, I really think I only needed that hole, so we'll just keep going. Little Pearl isn't here today. Maybe she's at school. Perhaps. Oh, hey. Like, you're that guy from yesterday, the dentist guy? No, I'm a lawyer. That's right. Mr. Smith Esquire? That's right. Wait, I mean, you're wrong. My name is Wright. Smith Wright. Well, I got, like, 3 letters at least. I don't think she gets the point. Anyways, why are you here? So, like, I studied this thing called parapsychological at the college. You told me this yesterday. The sesame seed allergy too? What I'd really like to know is why you're still here today. Oh, so like that's what you meant. Like you should have been more clear like about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like it really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, like, what was I talking about again? If Lotta ever wanted another genuine, mysterious phenomenon, it's right here. So, why are you still here today? Like, there's so much for me to, like, study here. Like, what? Like, the medium training, or, like, how they inherit their spiritual power. I suppose this village is the real thing, after all. So, like, I asked if I could stay here for, like, a little longer. She sure seems like the carefree type, at least on the surface. Have you heard about the murder? It's, like, totally scary. She says with a silly smile plastered on her face. So, do you know anything about what might have helped? What might have happened that would help? Somehow I don't think she has a grip on reality, let alone what's going on here. About the victim, Dr. Gray. I don't know who you're talking about. Like, wait, I think you asked about him, like, yesterday too? That's right, her reaction yesterday when I asked was... You and Dr. Gray know each other, right? I don't know any Dr. Gray. Oh, really? Then what's with all the talk about him earlier? Uh-huh. Well, a long, long time ago, I was like a patient. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, she's definitely hiding something from me. Like, is something wrong? Yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this right now. Ack, you surprised me. And how are you today? I guess she isn't open to friendly chatter. Huh? She's still holding something in her hand. It looks like the same thing she had yesterday. Oh, yeah, Maya said to give you this. Ack, I'm in trouble now. If Morgan sees us like this, I'll be the next one on when they're channeling. That's Mystic Maya. Huh? She's actually spoke. Who are you? I'm Phoenix Wright. I worked with Maya. You worked with Mystic Maya? You're Mr. Nick, right? Huh? Excuse me? I bet I know who she picked Nick up from. I know who you are. You're Mystic Maya's special someone. What? So then, of course, you're going to help Mystic Maya, aren't you? That's what you're doing, right? Well, yeah, I will. Oh wow, it's like a beautiful fairy tale. The earnest looking shining brightly in your eyes. It must be true love. What? Why am I being boiled into a bright red lobster by this little kid? I'm so jealous of Mystic Maya. Ah, what a wonderful relationship. Wait, I mean, we aren't like... Things aren't like... I can tell you're a good person. Alright, Mystic Nick. I may be small, but I'm going to help you in any way I can. Alright, about time. Pearl, are you friends with Maya? I feel very grateful to be friends with her. She's so great. I want to be like Mystic Maya when I grow up. I really look up to her. Wow, I had no idea Maya was so revered. Usually when people don't use Mystic Maya title, I get mad. Oh, sorry. But if it's you, Mr. Nick, then it's okay. Because you're special to her. Where in the world did she get an idea like that? By the way, this may be rude, but which channeling school are you from? Which channeling school? Yes. For example, I study the Karina technique. I get it. No. I'm a lawyer. A lawyer? Lawyer? Yep. Is that related to spirit mediums in any way? None that I know of. Wait, are you telling me you don't know what a lawyer is? I'm sorry, but I have no idea. Maya did say Pearl doesn't know much about the outside world. So, what's that you've got there, Pearl? This? I found it yesterday. If you want it, I can give it to you. Sure, I'll take it. Alright, well, if you really want to give it to me. You look like a child at a toy store, Nick. She's not only speaks in a refined manner, but laughs in one too. Mr. Nick? Yes, Pearls? I can call you that, right? You're too cute to just call you Pearl. Sure, Mr. Nick. Are you sure it's okay for me to have this magatunum? Yeah, it's okay. I was told to give it to you. But I can't accept something like this. All I really should do is charge this magnetonum with spiritual energy. Spiritual energy? Magnetonum. Magnetinum. Please take this. I'm sure it'll be helpful. What do you mean? It will let you see people's secrets. See people's secrets? Yeah. If it's alright with you, I would like to accompany you for a little while. I can explain the magnetonum's power to you when you meet someone hiding a secret. Well, we already know one person who's hiding a secret, so let's go there. And she's not here. Where'd she go? Oh, she's still here. Okay, good. Hello again. We seem to be seeing a lot of each other today. Aw, she's like totally cute. Is she like your daughter? What? No. How old do you think I am? I want to ask you about the victim, Dr. Gray. I think I like totally don't know him. Ack, what is that? You can see it, can't you, Mr. Nick? You can see the lock on that person's heart. Huh? What? This is the power of the magnetonum. Only you can see these psych locks, Mr. Nick. Psych locks? Huh? The more someone wants to hide their secret, the more locks you will see. If it's only one, I think you can easily unlock it. Unlock? But how? Please use Mystic Maya's magnetonum on this person, and let's remove that lock. I have no idea what she's talking about, but guess I'll give it a try. You must be careful though, Mr. Nick. If you make a mistake, it will hurt you. If you don't think you have the proof, you must have the courage to stop. Well, I've got to start somewhere. Let's give this psych lock thing a try. I don't think I have evidence yet. I really don't. What do I got? I got a key. I don't have evidence that would prove that she knows the doctor in any way, so we're gonna keep going right now. Hey, it's you, pal. So you're going to be her lawyer, I bet? Yes. Oh. I really feel bad for you, pal. Just this once, I wish I could be on your side. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, but I shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff to you. Hey, you're a cute kid. I'm not scary, honest. Wow, I never knew Gumshoe liked kids. Hey, I know. I'll show you something cool. How's this? It's a real genuine pistol. Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing showing her something that dangerous? Oh, sorry. What about Maya and the charges against her? I don't think you can win, pal. If you're talking about proof, we got a few pieces. You got proof? Show me it. Show me what you got. Yeah, pal, that puffy-haired photographer is going to testify tomorrow. He must be talking about Lada. Actually, speaking of Lada, I took some hot pics earlier. Huh? Remember? I took some pictures at the murder scene inside. Lada's hot pictures. I wonder what her camera captured. Besides, you must have realized by now, pal. There's no way anyone other than Maya Fey could have done it. What am I supposed to say to Pearls now? About Dr. Gray. The victim wasn't super famous, but people still knew who he was. His face was all over those tabloid shows last year's. Yeah, I know. I was looking through some newspapers from last year and... Huh? I could have sworn I had it. I cut an article out, but I guess I must have lost it. He's searching through his pockets, and boy, are those big. Huh? It looks really interesting, too. Hey, do you have a copy, pal? A copy of that article? I think Dr. Gray might have brought a copy to the office when I came by. When he came by. It would make no sense if he came by. Oh well. About Maya's trial tomorrow. I've got two pieces of news for you, pal. Two? Yeah, bad news and even worse news. So which do you want to hear first? I don't really care. It doesn't change the fact that I'm not going to like it. Alright, pal. Well, the prosecutor for the trial is Prosecutor Von Karma. What? Von Karma? Manfred Von Karma? He was an awe-inspiring veteran prosecutor. He never lost a case in 40 years of his career, and he raised a fearsome disciplinary. The horrible aftertaste of that evil he force-fed me is something I'll never forget. Wait a second, but didn't Von Karma stand trial, and that's where the other piece of bad news comes from. The Von Karma you're facing tomorrow isn't actually his successor. His successor? So, who is the successor of Von Karma? Literally, pal, it's Prosecutor Von Karma's kid. His kid became a prosecutor real young, like 13, and hasn't lost a trial since. That's what they call a prodigy, pal. Kid, huh? Well, wait a second. 13? The kid became a prosecutor at the age of 13? I mean, a prodigy like that, I would have heard something about. Oh, no. The kid was born and raised in Germany, pal. That country's got a lot of stuff and it is a great place to develop a person's talent. Germany, huh? That's probably why I've never heard of this person. Still, it takes someone... all it takes is someone mentioning the name Von Karma. And I get a terrible flashback to that case. Burn into my brain. I don't want to see it no more. Stop it. Get a grip on yourself, Phoenix. None of that matters anymore. Now that he's gone. I'm gonna move this just a little bit. I'm getting lazy. And now my camera's totally freaking out. Oh my. That could have went better. Oh well. That's a little bit better. At least I don't have to bend my back anymore. Alright. Let's it's a little bit better, but that's much better. Much better. Perfect, I would say. Okay, well, I don't really have anything to show them. So let's go back to my office, where apparently there's an article there. Phew, it feels like I've been gone forever, but it's only been one day. Oh, that's right. Where's that newspaper Dr. Gray brought to the office the other day? Ah, here it is. Right on the top of my desk. This is the only thing he's left behind that's going to be of any help. Sweet. Let's show Detective Gumshoe. See if that... Hey, is this the article you want to show, buddy? Dr. Gray brought this over to my office the other day, and hey, it's that news story, the one about the malpractice suit. 14 patients died and it caused a huge stink. Yeah, but that's not all, pal. Things only got worse after that. You mean the car accident the nurse died in? Oh, here we go. I brought my own clipping with me today. Here, pal, this is for you. Alright, thanks. Cool. That helps, I think. A little bit, maybe. Okay. Keep going. I think that's the key evidence I need to show Meanie, or is it Miney? I don't really know. Let's talk, my friend. Oh wait. Yeah, let's do this. So first I have to use... Okay, yeah, we have to show it to her. Let's not... present. The victim. Eeny meeny. I believe you do know Dr. Gray is. I told you, like, how many times, like, do I have, like, to repeat myself? If you're, like, so totally sure, then where's, like, the proof? While it may be possible that you never actually met Dr. Gray in person, I do believe you might have at least indirectly known of him. Like, what do you mean, like, indirectly? I should try to show that the possibility exists for her. So something that shows possible connection between them two. Meeny miny nurse at Gray. Take a look at this newspaper clipping. Like, what is it? A story about an accident? Please read the victim's name. Meeny Miny. Meeny is a pretty rare last name, wouldn't you say? Miss Meeny Miny wouldn't happen to be a relative of yours, would she? So you noticed. She's my older sister. I'm sorry about your loss. Your sister, was she a nurse, perhaps at Dr. Gray's surgical clinic? Gray's surgical clinic? I don't think I need to tell you that the clinic was run by the victim, Dr. Turner Gray, which is how you know of Dr. Gray. You knew him through your sister. please, tell me all you know about Dr. Gray. My sister was Meanie Miney. She was like a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. That's what I thought. I heard that like Dr. Gray was really tough on people, like a total slave driver. My sis was like always coming home totally wiped out because she was overworked, wiped out. So is that why she fell asleep at the wheel? That guy like drove my sis so hard, so like that's why the accident happened. The one where 14 patients died from malpractice? Yeah, like I think like was the doctor's fault too. My sis was pushed by like everyone expectations and like her duties and stuff, and that pushed her to her death. Oh, I'm sorry. So like, are we done? I've like already told my story too, like everyone. Do you understand now, Mr. Nick? This is how psych-locks work. Well, I don't plan to pry into people's hearts unless I absolutely need to. The locks this time was pretty easy, but you might meet people who aren't as willing to give in later on. If you don't have enough proof, be careful and know when to stop trying. Okay. Well, that's pretty good information. I don't know where to go other than... Actually, I think I do know where to go. I think I do. I'm a liar. Maybe. I should No, I already did. Okay. Okay. Keep going. Mr. Nick? What's wrong? I have never left Korean village. Really? Wow, that's pretty amazing. You are going to meet with Mystic Maya, aren't you? Please, tell her I said hi. Hey, wait. She ran off again. Well, I know Eni's secret now, but I still don't have any idea how I'm going to save Maya. I don't even know if I should go in there with a smile or a straight face. Well, try our best. Let's give her a big old smile. What am I supposed to do? I'm almost out of time. Can I really do anything? Can I really save her? Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Must be Maya. It's been a long time, hasn't it, Phoenix? That voice. Mia! Even without me being here, it looks like you've learned to stand on your own. Mia, she's Maya's older sister and my mentor. She was a top-notch defense lawyer, but a certain case forced her into retirement. But whenever I'm in trouble, she comes to help me, just like that. Her spirit comes back from the other world and borrows Maya's body for a bit. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets, and especially when it's bad. Mia, you can't smile at the end of the end if you haven't been smiling the whole way there. In any case, the face you're making now is no face to show a client, Phoenix. So tell me all about it. I'm going to guess that my sister is in a lot of trouble again. I told her everything about what happened in the last 2 days. Mia's closed her eyes deep in thought while she listened. I see. Mia, what am I supposed to do? It's pretty clear what a good lawyer does in this situation, and that is, tell me, please, believe in your convictions, and fight for the complete acquittal of your client. You think Maya's not guilty? How can you be sure? I know she is, and I'll give you a hint as to why. Yes? Mediums can't have dreams. They can't? From what you told me, it sounds like Maya was having a dream while channeling. Yeah, she said she dreamt that she had died and had been buried in the ground. But that's impossible. You've heard it from her, I'm sure, when a medium's channeling, her own spirit disappears. Which means that it's impossible for her to have a dream during that time. Then what does that mean? I think it's safe to bet that Maya was set up. A setup? It's up to you to blow the lid on this case tomorrow and show how she was set up. How am I supposed to prove her innocence when I have nothing to go on? If you're looking for a clue, it's already in your hands. It is? Just as it sounds, Phoenix, you already hold the key. Really? Come on, show me the key to this case. The key, huh? Alright, I'll show it to her. The key I hold. Maya, have you seen this key before? Or Mia, have you seen this key before? Ah, the key. It's literally the key to understanding everything that's happening in this case. This key? Phoenix, listen. Right now, that key is sitting in your hand. However, it shouldn't be. It contradicts the facts. What does that mean? I'm certain this key will be the piece of evidence that makes your case tomorrow. You already know everything you need to know. You know what the key to this case is. That is enough. But, how can I win tomorrow without knowing who the real murderer is? Who could it have been? I didn't know it at the time, but this day was going to end with a turn for the surprising. Mia, what? What's wrong? That's right, only I could see these sight locks. Which means Mia must know something about the real murderer. But for this to be something that she would hide under lock and key from even me, what in the world is going on? To be continued. No, why can't my camera just work with me for once? There we go. That's better. Okay. Alright, that should be much better. As long as my camera isn't freaking... Okay. Perfect. I'm 100% perfect this time. No lie. And we'll continue. Not sure what time it is yet. Yeah, I still got some time. Another hour or so. Okay. What? Prosecutor Von Karma, you mean? No, I heard it was his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sort of nasty tricks so he could win. Yeah, I know, I was there. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor, I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya, Pearly. You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother's watching over the trainees. She said they having training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed the map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. I can't, oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train, oh man. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's the train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorching, fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life, Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone, and he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What is that supposed to mean? Court will recommence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyways. Nick. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? What is with this kid? Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright, you must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ugh, I'm talking. If you interrupt me again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Perhaps to go down. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecution Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is defense position, Your Honor? Does defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool, who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before changing its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor, because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm detective at the local precinct. Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of the murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please take a look at the map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyways, a few minutes after the channeling started, a gunshot were heard from coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke down the door and rushed into the room. And that's when they found the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. He never told us he was gonna get to that. Oh, here we go. The direct cause of death was the pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Thank you. The court accepts it into its evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. I have a lot of questions for you, Dick Gumshoe. Lots of questions for you. The direct cause of death was the pistol shot to the forehead. The shot was fired from a point-blank range. Point-blank, huh? So about how far is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot point-blank? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Phoenix Wright? I grow tired of the foolery of the foolish fools of the foolishly country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn around is left. A burn or area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belonged to Faye's, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? Irk, this does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure could be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter, then, which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. Nothing sounds out of place so far. I should try to learn more about the murder weapon for now. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe, whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim's. Now, why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims. The defendants, Maya Faye, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hand there. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Pistol added to the court record and the fruit knife added to the court record. The date and time of the death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam your little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? This is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of the court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Wright. You would change your plea in less than a minute. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. It's this huge decision. I better think this through. We're gonna plead not guilty. Not guilty, all the way. If we plead justified self-defense. If we plead justified self-defense. Okay, looks fine. We would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of a complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective? Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, let's see here. Proceedings are run by Eek. Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, Detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendants attacked and killed a person who's, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume? There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on it. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splattered on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk after with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Very disturbing. I don't like it. Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating evidence. I don't know what to really show here, so we're gonna keep pushing. Pressing on that push button. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kind of scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright. There is no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maya's costume. Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? As you can see, it's covered in blood. This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it was the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothing. Definitely not good. So were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well, if you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Let's move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Sure, not even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew, what should I do? Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it. Looks like my time's up. There is one little thing. Your Honor? Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is the problem you were talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. I asked the court to please look at the sleeve of the costume. The sleeve. There is a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in my report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder? It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it was a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then no way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. The defendant attacked and killed the person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Well, I think we just proved that that's not the case, because there's a hole in there. Try that again. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of weird. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposedly to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what you mean by not fight back? Well, you're right. It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. All right, the wind seems to be shifting. What is it with you, with your little laughs and your smiles? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma, it seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support justified to self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, that the defense clearly said they reject justified self-defense and plead not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun and ended it right there and then. In this scenario you put together, it does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface, it does seem to make sense. On the surface. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Yes, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw the chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. I don't know. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about it, the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. Huh? How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterwards I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I don't know what I just hit. What did I just hit? Okay, try this again. I guess the damage was maybe about a 10, the dizziness. Okay. Sorry. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Where in the world did the pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, has specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days ago, before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? Perhaps. Perhaps he was. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. So you're saying that the bullet hole in the costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. The defendant then picked up on the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me? I wonder. Now, do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony clearly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in here somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. Okay, so I gotta look for contradiction. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took the gun. Vic took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Then picked up on the opening and took the victim's gun. I don't know if I have anything. Murder weapon was gray, shot twice, bears Maya's and Gray's fingerprints. That adds up. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Then picked on the opening, took the victim's handgun and ended it. Okay, I mean... were too close, he missed. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. See, the only thing I have is this bullet thing. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. It doesn't seem like a contradiction, just... let's see. A murder weapon, a small fruit knife, belonging to my various fingerprints. Of course, the victim used the last of the strength to fire back. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim... No, I didn't mean to do that. The victim took a shot, but was because it was too close they missed. That seems off right there. Missing the tiny hole on the costume will be the prosecution's undoing. What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If this was true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh, but there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, again, can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of the fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then... when they were separated, then that's when he fired. How's that? As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had enough strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then, that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There. That should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Something doesn't make sense. It's that bullet hole, right? Because it's like so close to the ground. There's a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal flaw? Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point out to the court's attention the hole in the folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who, where, what? Mr. Wright, explain, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order, order. This changes everything. Please look at the diagram of the crime scene. The defendant, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Back here? like where could she have been, the defendant? I'm gonna put it right here, because I know where she, here, behind the folding screen. Ack! The victim and his attacker were fighting where they were not. Then what would the attacker be doing all the way back there? Besides, if the attacker was behind the folding screen, then how could the victim even know where to shoot? It's obviously impossible. Yeah, I guess so. Mr. Wright, can you stop being an idiot, Mr. Wright? Can you just do your job properly for once? I can't, Your Honor. I was not trained to do such things. Boy, did I just screw up royally. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of this. Here? Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge is scratched like it smells some serious bad breath. Wait. I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think about things through again, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, I don't know. Here? I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. What's done is done. For now, this takes for a crime scene. Okay. Well, she clearly wasn't there. How about around here? Oh, God. I don't know what you want from me, game. I'm not smart. Um... Well, I have no idea. Let's try again. Give me something. Okay, so it just wants me to put a shit like right over in the corner, just left of where the bullet hole is. So right here. She was standing here near the folding screen. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet, but how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You see, of all people should have known the answer to the question, Miss Von Kroma. If she was shot from somewhere closer, there would have been gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole on this costume. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you. I believe it is now have proven that the defendant was standing away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything, because it has to. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill this by stabbing. If that was true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at this time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I forgot there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the last radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did you have to have that merry smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is it my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later. But punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. His face is just too ugly. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lada. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we convene, we will hear from the next witness. Do-do-do-do-do. Phew, that was a close one. I know you were giving it all, your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. The thanks. Wait, trick? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose me and my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. Court will now reconvene. Now the first order of... Ow. I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a little good boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Huh? Phoenix? How you doing? Just fine. Just great. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Huh? Yowza. Name and occupation. I declare what a tarnation. Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine? That ain't fine. That's a whip. There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? I don't think that's gonna happen, Judge. Sorry. Okay. Only the doc and the defendant went into the chamber channeling. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang, we heard the gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendants waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Well then, you're no help. Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for, yeah, reckon? Of course I did. Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your pictures to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in the room. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya for this cross-examination. Just watch me. We have it in the bag. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. Okay, well, was it really only those two that went in? Of course, that's a dumb question for us. What are you blabbering about? You were there too, weren't you not? Why don't you answer that question yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testify against its own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you know that from the very beginning, didn't you, witness? Continue. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang, we heard... Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify, and the world becomes just a little crueler? I hear a gunshot a long time ago, so I know, and yeah, that was a gunshot I heard. Now, this is where the story heats up. Mr. Lawyer, they broke down the door and we rushed into the room. Who was this Mr. Lawyer? So you let me get to this straight. This Mr. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma broke down the door. Why does it feel like an acquisition? No need to apologize. That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to seen. This judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And, what did you see once you broke in? Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving the pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. Lotta, please think back to the day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? I was murdered. Lotta, at the times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyways, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct? Well, you see, order. Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good. It shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix, right? Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered, one of those people that entered the channeling chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we came to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rat. And I'm tracked like one. Again. I swear, other than those two people, there was no one else in that room. Are you sure? Absolutely. Sure I am, but that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you knew it. You knew it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about, What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Reckon given. Huh? What in the... Reckon given, you know, you reckon? That's a given. I took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind the folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart? What? You got a problem? Reckon given, I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such... Oh, okay. Now then, Mr. Phoenix, right? Do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you? Just as I thought. There is nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she was telling the truth. Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Miss Maya Fey. The fact of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya Fey in this photo? Your Honor, Mr. Wright, it is possible that the person in this photo is not the defendant. What do you know what you are proposing? Yeah, that's just plain fool's talk. Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great. Now, then, Mr. Wright, please show the court some proof. Prove to the court that the person in the photo is not Maya Fey. How do I do that? Can you tell me how I do that? Here's your proof. Oh, guess not. Just kidding. Is there a problem? Oh, no. I just thought it would work on my inflections. Just wondering what an objection with a twist of "you're wrong" sounds like. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I don't follow your logic. You know, I don't follow my logic half the time either. Shoot, I guess I wasn't showing enough confidence. I guess I'll give up. Well, Mr. Wright, nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it's quite obvious to the court that the verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you. Totally 100% possible. Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for the witness? Having established the defendant's guilt, the further question would not be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect Maya. The defense... Phoenix, you can't make this kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Mia. Oh, hi. I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? But Pearls, her clothes are a bit small. Anyways, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? No, I don't remember anything. Dr. Gray. I was murdered. What? Click. Lotta, at times like this is the perfect time for snapping up shots. Yes, what about it? We've read that like 3 times already. You see? There is one final piece to this puzzle. Mia. Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination, period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated... It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what's better time than this for you to see that? But I mean, I have some places I must go after this, and... Alright, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give another testimony. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See? You got through to the judge somehow, right? Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through him. But sure, I did it. Thanks, Mia. When we broke into the room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff, but I still managed to take my camera at Maya and take a shot. You took multiple shots. Is that what Mia's getting at? Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sentences. Struggling all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, I amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm waiting. Okay, let's go. A lot of heart. We broke into the room, blah, blah, blah. So, what did you see? You know, she looked almost like a totally different person. A different person? She may have seemed like a different person, however, she was still Maya Fey. We have already made that point abundantly clear. Yes, that is true. Well then, Ms. Hart, did you happen to see anything else? I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. Then perhaps the body was not Dr. Gray's at all. Well, I reckon it's possible. If the body inside that room was not that of the Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix, right? Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling? Or maybe... Ooh. Foolish fools spouting foolishness, just as expected of a foolish fool such as you. If that were the case, then that would mean that Maya Fey is in fact dead. And that would make the defendant chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it? Sorry, Maya. Are you all done here? Can I continue? I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. And even knowing that, you still persisted in being a paranormal photographer? That's why I'm getting out of this business here. This gal's gonna get the dirt on all the stars and be a tabloid photographer from now on. He goes through jobs faster than a baby through diapers. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, would it kill you to stay on topic for a change? Well, would it, Mr. Wright? Nice. Tag team in stereo. Guess I should be grateful it's not in 5.1. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shot. You took 2 shots, but only 1 has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding? No, you've got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious that prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it? What? But, Von Karma. Miss Von Karma, you're hiding a critical evidence? Unforgivable. Von Karma. Unforgivable, but very not unpredictable. Suppressing evidence like this, you are as bad as your father. Your Honor, the defense asked the prosecutor Von Karma to be held in contempt of court. Well, yes, me in contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair. Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child? I was so angry I lost my composure. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to the court? I thought this picture was not important and thus felt no need to submit it, that's all. How could you think that? The picture was more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. What is this picture? It's obvious. The second picture the witness took that day at the same crime scene. Well, it's a little off-centered, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think the important part here is the person in the picture. That is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this? This might be a break I was looking for. Now should I not insist that the person is, insist it's not Maya Fey, I guess? Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face, her whole body has taken a different appearance. There is only one conclusion that can be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in the traded places with the defendant. Order. Well, yes, believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it. You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling. I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center visiting room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit. Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person? She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. It's unbelievable that she can... Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she is calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may. Mia, take a picture of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. From the moment I saw this picture, show this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. It looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey? If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that this person in the picture is not Maya Fey? I can prove it. No, it's no good. My argument doesn't hold the water. I see the fence. I meant to say, Your Honor, and to think I even gave you the chance to prove your point free. But you couldn't even point yourself out in the lineup. Yes. Well, then I believe we have reached a conclusion. Phoenix, yes, you can't give up. Please, for me. Take a look at the court record and try and find some way out of this jam. I'll give it another shot. The judge is about to close the trial. You can't let this happen. It comes down to this. Okay. Your Honor, within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up to now. What is it, Mr. Wright? What is it? Oh, great. So I lost more. Please, let me explain. Please let me explain after I save the game. Just to be careful. Why don't you point out the exact strange thing? There's no bullet hole. But I don't remember which sleeve it was in, so I'm just gonna point at one. Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it. And that is exactly what is odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there? There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Miss Von Karma, you intend to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Tisk, 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 jumping the gun again, I see, Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? What incompetent fools? If these fools at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I couldn't not have known that this picture was of any value to this case. I see. She's lying through her teeth, I know it. That woman knew everything about everything, the bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Franziska Von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not to worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe. Yeah, poor guy. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in the sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for this contradiction. The bullet hole was made later. This is a fake picture. Well, it's not a fake picture. We saw the picture. The shooter is someone else. I'm gonna say the bullet hole was made later, but I guess it's someone else. We'll go with it. That's the best way to defend Maya, so. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order. If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Why me? The defense argument is completely mess. And complete mess? I fail to see how. Please enlighten us. Hey, witness. What the heck? Is that any way to ask Galf a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, yeah, no. If you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... I swear I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it later? All I want to do is cry. Why is it lately? I can read, I promise. Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did the person come from? That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on. You can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Right? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? To turn things around. That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective, Phoenix. So where did this intruder appear from, and where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either of one of those conditions were true... Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the chamber is... something I can't explain. The third person had entered. Maya had left the room. Well, I think all of those are valid. Your Honor, I would like to present some evidence. I have proof that there was someone else in that room before the murder took place. Do I have proof of that? Because I'm not sure I have proof of that. I don't want to prove this at all. I'm gonna go with the key. Please take a look at this. Okay, I've already seen it. Thank you. And what's the purpose of this item? Don't you see it, Your Honor? I don't think I see anything. Here we go again. I wish after the break they gave me some health back. That would have been nice. Now I gotta go through all this again. Save this again. The bullet hole was melee. The shooter is from someone else. Alright. Oh, I hit the wrong button, didn't I? Yeah, I hit the wrong button. That's not what I meant to do. Whoops. I already did this. The shooter is someone else. Duh. Two. Save it again. I think it comes up like in 2 seconds. I've come up with nothing. I think what happened... I still don't understand this, if this is the right answer or not. It might not even be that one. I'm gonna try something else. And defense can prove this. Oh, how a foolish fool can make a foolish fool dream. Maya was being looked at after by Aunt May for da-da-da. The chance of her leaving the crime scene is lower than detective salary. Anyways, the key? Yes, okay. So I just had the wrong... Okay. I had the wrong answer. Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door? Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key's the only one of its kind after all. Oh, one of its kind? Wait, Mr. Phoenix, right? Yes, it looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of the arrest. Nah, well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl, and that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No. It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Van Karma, how can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible. My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I have never lost the case, and I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. That's enough. If you would like to continue to do so in the lobby, court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. Wow. That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Get going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know? Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Nick. I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that a third person could have got into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like what happened in the room, for instance. Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy you too. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. Alright, Pearls, you ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A ticket? Poor thing. She's so sheltered. Alright, we're gonna continue this later on today. We'll save Maya. And it won't be our last, but... well, we'll save her like, I think 3 more times in the next couple games. If I do Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, it's gonna take, I'll be like another 5 times. But I'll see you guys next time. I'll be on tonight